Բարև ձեզ հարգելի բարեկամներ, Սփյուռքի ձայնը հեռուստահանդեսը դարձյալ ձեզ հետ է։ Այսօրվա մեր հաղորդում ուզում եմ սկսել ձեզ ներկայացնելով հայ բժիշկների եւ իրավաբանների համատեղ հավաքույթի մասին մեր պատրաստած ակնարկը։
Armenian American Health Professional Organization, AAHPO, and the Armenian Bar Association came together to mark a joint collaboration. With AAHPO's mission to improve healthcare in our local communities and Armenia, and the Armenian Bar Association dedicated to provide legal aid to the Armenian community, both organizations have much in common, aiming to serve and help their compatriots. Among the invited guests was the Armenian ambassador at the UN, Zora Mnatsakanian.
On numerous occasions, I have been observing the very powerful presence of Armenians in New York and New Jersey. And it has always been my belief that the Armenian communities, the Armenian diaspora stands out and is so visible and recognizable in this country, in the United States in particular, because of its capacity to institutionalize itself, to build institutions around their identity. We have, of course, the church, we have the schools, we have the various other ways of bringing people together, but going a step further and uniting on the professional grounds is an extraordinary thing. Those are all professional people. They have their own jobs. They are very prominent. They are very well known in their field. But they still choose to come together as professionals, on top of everything, as Armenians. And that is not something that is very, known amongst other communities, as far as I know. I work in the United Nations and I have many colleagues, 193 states altogether, and many of them have their communities, expatriate communities, living in in New York in particular. And I know that, we have this admiration, the Armenians have this admiration of the capacity to stay together. I don't know what it is, this very special gene or whatever other reason, but we know what it is. It is the strong identity. It is the strong root that, kindles that urge, that need to manifest that identity on many grounds, including on the grounds of profession.
The evening began with the statement by AAHPO's president, Dr. Larry Najarian, who thanked the attendees and acknowledged the founders of AAHPO, among them Dr. Kanari Khachadurian.
You think about what happens in our life over a 22-year period. We get married, we have children, other things happen. Yet this person has been working tirelessly for us over 22 years and is still in the trenches actively organizing events. Dr. Kanari Khachadurian. And just speaking personally, as I look out and see everyone here, I get a little sentimental. I can't help but remember my grandparents, Armin and Astrid. They immigrated here in 1921. They only had the shirts on their back and a dream that their future would be brighter and better in Armenia, and here in America. They lived only a few blocks away, which was the Armenian section on 2nd Avenue and 27th Street. They were very hardworking, struggling from day to day. And here we are adding layer upon layer of new hopes and new dreams and new aspirations for our community to their dream of a better future. We honor our forefathers by welcoming newcomers to our community. And as I look out here about the good work that these two organizations do, I see thousands and thousands of hours of relentless volunteer work that we have all contributed to the betterment of our communities. So I want to applaud every member of the Armenian Bar and every member of AAHPO for all the great work that they do. Thank you very much.
Active member of the Armenian Bar Association, Denis Darmanyan Esquire, spoke about the achievements of a single generation of Armenians, both from Armenia and the diaspora. She expressed confidence that given the right mixture of freedom and economical opportunity, the Armenian spirit and its ingenuity will continue to thrive.
Consider with me, please, in complete awe, what a single generation of immigrants and Armenians can accomplish when given a free and fair democracy, a thriving system of higher education, and a just system of capitalism. Combined with that, the Armenian spirit, the Armenian work ethic, and Armenian perseverance, and look at what we have accomplished. Now let's all imagine a similar coalescence of professionals in our homeland. When given the opportunity in a just democracy and a just economy, free of the binding chains of corruption, look at what can be accomplished. We are very proud of the strides that have been made in Armenia, and we hope these strides will continue. We present a challenge to each and every person here tonight to ensure that those strides in Armenia continue, so that future generations of Armenians don't need to look for an adopted homeland, but can thrive within the motherland.
President of the Armenian Bar Association, Gary Mumjian, thanked members of both organizations and encouraged the younger Armenian legal professionals to become members and serve the community. He also thanked the sponsors of the evening's event, reading their names from the podium.
I'd like to encourage people to become members. It's a national and international organization. We not only hold these receptions in New York, but nationwide, and we have an Armenian Rights Watch Committee, and we oversee what is going on in the world and how it affects Armenians. And it is not uncommon for us to get a slew of responses back from people in Armenia to say, like, gee, it's very nice to have the Armenian Bar Association involved and watching out what's happening, in our country and looking out after us.
Dr. Rafi Hovhannisyan introduced the main speaker, Ambassador Zorab Mnatsakhanyan, highlighting the biography and work of this remarkable Armenian public servant. This followed with the presentation by the Ambassador Mnatsakhanyan, who spoke about the current political and economical situation in Armenia and encouraged both medical and legal professionals gathered in the room to continue supporting the motherland and work alongside their compatriots in Armenia.
Now let me move to the question of security and development, unless you are very bored and want me to stop, but I think I will briefly also cover the question of the way in which we consolidate our security and our priorities for what kind of country. Our objective has been and remains to achieve the maximum degree of comprehensive security. We have been building this comprehensive security in many ways, in different ways. Our partners have been Russia. We have been developing a very strong security agenda with the United States. We have a very strong security agenda with Europe. Consolidation of those agendas is our objective to achieve the maximum level of comprehensive security arrangement for Armenia. Each of them plays and contributes to such security for Armenia. Also, what kind of a country? A country which we wanted back in 1991, which we have been defining in our constitutions in the latest, the kind of a country which strives to achieve a sustainable, strong degree institutionalized democracy, market economy, where human rights are sufficiently protected, where people feel free, and where people create, as they do, the Armenians do. You are the proof of it, in an environment which is conducive to good results. And this is what we have always wanted, and this is what we have been doing over the past 25 years. Now, yes, of course, that particular aspects of our policy we cannot view with unmixed delight is a fact. But there has been no shift in our priorities. We may not have the ultimate, the best results, but we know what we want. And this was the act, not just of a government, not just of a president, but the act of the nation, of the country, of which you are party. You, in fact, have been part of Armenia's foreign and domestic policy by contributing in your own way, because the civil society in Armenia is a very vibrant institution, a very vibrant actor, participant in creating those institutions of sustainable, sustainable state institutions within which exactly these purposes are pursued. But it is also an objective within foreign policy, because we have to work with partners to achieve these objectives, to expand our economic, capacity, to bring in partnerships for institution building, and for this we have been building very strong partnerships, a very important function for foreign policy.
At the conclusion of his speech, Mr. Ambassador was presented with an honorary award from both AAHPO and the Armenian Bar Association.
We would like to present you with this token of appreciation from both of our groups.
Collaboration between Armenian organizations holds great benefits for the participating members, for the Armenian community here in the U.S. and in Armenia.